What up, people? It's your boy Vlad coming with a quick video. AVGR, guys. It popped a little today. About time my intraday is finally working. Right on time, right on cue. Alright, so let's get right to it. Why did I trade? Why did I go long on AVGR? Reason why I took a long position on AVGR was because of the 180. 180, that's the low. If you this is looking at a 1 year chart, even if you put it back to 3 years, 180 is the lowest. So 180 in my mind is area of support. That's one factor. 180 support. Second factor is it recently just had a split. Reverse split 1 to 10. It's currently under restriction as far as have a notice of being delisted by NASDAQ. And those are really my bread and butter plays. Stocks that, are threatened by NASDAQ to get delisted. So I know with the minimum bid requirement for this, when I, went through the filings, SEC filings, they have, I think, to the end, it's either them or another company, to the end of this month to be able to keep their shares above $1. So I was looking at this on when it did the first green day. So I combined this with a couple of different patterns. We had support right here, and the stock was doing a downtrend. You had total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 red days. And on the first green day, which was that day right here, I decided to go in, or was it this one? I don't remember. Well, one of them. I think it was the 24th. That's the day that I purchased. I'll have to go back to the video because I said it in the video when I purchased it. Or maybe I still... Well, it doesn't matter. I purchased either on this day or on this day for around like 206. I want to say it's really this day. Yeah, because it was struggling to pass the 206. Yeah, it was this day. So I purchased on this day, the very first green day. Because I'm thinking, okay, first green day after 8 days of, straight downtrending, that this stock would, have a little reverse. And if I was wrong, I was going to be risking off of the 180. And I took a small position, so I didn't, go crazy. So next day, I saw that it still held green. So I still held on to the shares. And today, when it announced that it's going to release its second quarter earnings, and I would not be holding for earnings, to me, that's disaster in itself, just waiting to happen. So it's going to release earnings on the 31st, which is Wednesday. So with earnings, you don't know. Them saying, hey, they're announcing it, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be positive earnings. And the way that you would view positive earnings is not based upon the numbers, contrary to popular belief, because they could have incredible numbers and the stock still not move, because it's the investors that makes it a earnings winner or not. So if a lot of investors start, climbing on into the stock as far as purchasing it, then yes, then it becomes a earnings winner. Uptrend, yes, it's an earnings winner because I've seen earnings companies who have like incredible earnings, but they end up red for the day because they could say something stupid on the conference call. It could say, "Hey, we had good earnings." Like, just give me an example. Yeah, we had good earnings last quarter, but it looks like since the last quarter, um, our sales starting to slow up. Yes, you had good earnings, you had good numbers, but you said something stupid on a conference call like that. Less investors are going to jump on it, and the ones that's on it in the stock are typically more prompt to sell. So just giving you an example. So that's why I say, like, don't judge earnings based upon the numbers. Judge earnings based upon how people react to it. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna be trading against other traders. So don't try to be contrary. They have good earnings, but the stock is going down. Don't be like, oh, it's good earnings. I'm gonna hold. Yeah. So that was just a little tangent of me, a little rant. But yeah, back to what I was saying here. Um, so I lost my place. Yeah, so 180, I saw that was support, and on this day, it did it nicely too. It dropped. It got close to the 180, like 185. Yep, low was 185, and it started uptrending. So I had that, and plus it was the first green day. So many different factors were going. I mean, the ultimate scenario would have been it, bounced off the 180 first green day, and also news comes out with it. If news would have came out with it while it did that, this probably would have went to maybe the fives that day. But it didn't. So since it didn't have no news, I just took a small position just in case it may try to retest the 180 and 180 fell. So because I wanted to have more room to be able to add on because like I was saying in the last videos, from the twos all the way down to the ones, those are good buying opportunity. At least in my eyes. I wouldn't go full size because then if you buy in the twos, you're giving yourself a whole dollar, a dollar downsize. Because once it cracked one, I would probably sell and rebuy once it cracks one. So it had those things going for itself. Support, it did it nicely. Bounced off. And now you may see people anticipating good earnings, and that's something I would never recommend. Try to anticipate earnings because it could open bad earnings. This stock is at 50 cents. This stock is at 80 cents. You know what I mean? And that, to me, your risk reward is not there. Yes, you would get a high return if you are absolutely right. You buy it before earnings and this thing popped to 10, because earnings were that incredible. But to me, that just wishful thinking. Think about worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, they have bad earnings, which majority of companies do. And I would assume this company is going to have bad earnings already to begin with, due to the fact that it had to do a reverse split. Because if it really had money, just think about it from this point. If it really had money, the stock wouldn't have been trading below $1. I'm just being honest. But earnings for it, I'm anticipating maybe it's gonna be bad. If it do another dip before it, I may, may re may repurchase again because I'm all out. I sold think I saw like 237. Like for these stocks, I'm not in long. Like I said, there was no news, so I didn't really have a strong conviction to still hold, because it could just easily just go down the next day. So why not just take the profit? But I think it might have another run up due to the upcoming earnings. And before Wednesday, if I do get in back in it again, I'm definitely gonna sell. I'm not gonna hold to earning, because, like I said, I think that's suicide. So yeah, so this was an overall good trade. It bounced, had support, first green day, and it popped. EMMA did something similar, and I wasn't even looking at this as the support for it. Based upon its filings, the $4 mark, it couldn't go like trade lower than $4. It actually did. It dropped to 393. Then from 393, it bounced back and got into the fours. And the next day, it had this big run up here. Now, I do have some stock picks that I'm going to be making a video of before or on Sunday or before Sunday. And I'm going to release those. And wow, see, I was right about this. Support right here. And it popped. DCGD. And I said I was going to actually repurchase this, but I didn't. But yeah. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to make this video about AVGR. Look out for my next video. Definitely notification bell, because in some videos I do just drop what stocks that I'm in. And if don't recommend doing it. If you want to piggyback, I mean, hey, you certainly can, but I'd rather you learn and be self-sufficient, and pretty much understand this game. So this is Vlad signing off. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and have a wonderful weekend. Peace.